Hey guys, in this video we'll be going over the continuation of the Python video tutorials. We'll be going over global variables, but in this case we'll be modifying them. So in the previous videos you may have seen me using global variables, but we were using them in a way where we were kind of just referencing them. So here I may have mentioned using the global keyword in the last video. Now we're going to do a formal video on it. So basically, as we know, a global variable is accessible to all functions in the program file. But in this case, a variable can, so when a variable is created by an assignment statement that is written outside all the functions in a program variable, in a program file, the variable is global. A global variable can be accessed by any statement in the program file. I think we've gone over this already in the last video. Excuse me. So we can say that if you want a statement in a function to assign a value to a global variable or change it, or if you want to access it and change it. So Python doesn't have a this keyword, so you can basically kind of use the global keyword like a this. In that sense, if you know other languages, some of them have a this keyword where you can reference like object variables and stuff. So we can use the keyword global in this case. So we can have. So we'll just do a little example here. So we can have we can say we have val points to 0. We can say def main. Then we can say, okay, well, we want to access that file and we want to change it. Right now we're able to print it, but if we just declare val here, it's going to create a local val in this case. So the memory locations are going to be different. This is a local val and this is a val. As we've gone over before, this is going to be different than this one because it's local. And it's going to be different than other functions. If we haven't gone over an exact version of this, that's what happens. If we have another function like get val or something, then here if we say val points to 2, then this we've 100% gone over. We've said that this is local to get val and this is local to main. So this val which is pointing to 2 is local to get val, and this val which is pointing to 1 is local to main. This val is going to be global, so there's going to be 3 different vals here in this case. So we may have not gone over this point exactly, so that should be helpful. If you haven't watched the other videos in the playlist, watch them so you know, because I've gone over everything in little parts. So anyways, we have 3 different vals here. So if we want, so what we can do here is we'll take this over, just comment it out in this case for now. So what we can say here is we can say if we want to access the global val at the top above main, then we can say, okay, well we have to declare it global here. So we say global val, which means that we want to point to that val. So we say that we need a global val declaration. So this is a declaration where we don't initialize. So initialize is if we point it to something. This is just a declaration. There's not really too many declarations in Python because there's no types. So in this case, this is a declaration. So we have to declare it global basically. And then now we have to say, now we can say we can access that val. So we can say, now if we reference val, it's going to be global. And if we want to have another val here, it's not going to work. So we can't have a local val and a global val once we declare something global. So once we call the global keyword, we can't create a local name that's the same as it after. You have to change the name. So in that case, it's a little different than you can using the globals function, but it's more complicated. It's a bit different. It's actually kind of harder to. In Python, it's kind of a setback, to be honest, because you can't. Because in Java, I could say this dot val, right, points to 10, and then here I could say val points to 12. So in this case, in Java or in JavaScript, you can say this dot. You can say that this dot val, which is going to reference this instance data, object data, is going to point to 10. And then you can have a val points to 12. So you can have a global and a local. You can reference them both. But in Python, you can't do this. So in a sense, it's kind of different. So you have to say globals. Then you can reference something to. Here's where we would reference the local. But we'll go over a global later. So in this case, I'll just show you guys how to reference global and how to change it. So if we want to reference this global variable val, we have to declare it global. We have to say, okay, in a function, we want to access val, which is global, and we want to change it or modify it. So we've now declared val in main, which is going to be global. So we're really just pointing here. We have an arrow pointing there, which is saying, okay, we want this val to point to our global val. So that's all it's doing. It's just pointing to our global val. This one's the one that we defined here. So now we can say val points to 12, or we can say val points to like some big number. Then we'll say, okay, well, we want to call get val. So we'll have def get val. So we'll say here print the global val there is, that's just short for variable, is, and we'll print val like that. Then we'll just call it main. So what's happening here once again is that we initialize a val which is global. So it's a global val, it's outside, it's global because it's outside any functions. And then here we're saying, okay, well, now we have a main. We've declared a main function. We've now declared val we now want to reference this global val, so we declared it with the global keyword. And then we say global space val to access the global val. We've declared it in our function that we want it to access the global val. And then we're saying, okay, well, now we're pointing to val points to like 10 or 100 million or something. But if we want to actually create another val, on a separate val from this that's local, we can't do it. We'll have to do it. I'll show you guys how to do that later on with the globals functions. We'll actually have to use another function. It's harder than other languages. But anyways, in this case, then after that we call def get val. So after that, we should probably call it here. So we're going to call a function called get val here, which is going to actually print the val. So it's actually going to, so this get val is going to, of course, is going to transfer here to def get val. Then it's going to print the val. So let's set a breakpoint here just to show what's happening. So we'll save that and click the debug icon. So here we're in, whoops, excuse me. Alright, so what's going to happen is here, so I'm going to put a breakpoint here. So I'm going to hit the debug icon, and then I'm going to, so the code's going to start here. I'm going to step in this case, we're going to transfer to, so we already have a global variable, which is val. Where is that? Okay, so global variables are going to be in this module thing. Main.py 10, I believe that's what it says. It says main.py. So here's our global val, which points to 0. It's an int. So now these are the threads, so I've clicked on the different threads to get into our different variables. In other languages it just shows the globals at the top, but it doesn't in this one. At least in Java it does. In C it doesn't show any globals at all, so Python's a little bit more advanced than C. But it's just laid out differently. So now we have, so if I click if I click step over. So as you can see in our main thread here, we have, or in our main function, we have we don't have a val created in that main function. We can't see any variables here. The reason is that because its memory location is actually in the global val. So as you can see in the global val, if I click that other thread here, main.py, I guess that's where the variables, the globals are stored. Then we have like the int 100 million. So as you can see, that our global variable actually changed here. There's no actual initialization of any local val in our main function. So now I'm going to step into get val. Then it says it's going to print the global val there is. I'm going to step over. In our console, as you can see, we're able to access that global val, and we printed 100 million. So that's the end of the code there. I'll just stop it. So that's global. That's the global variable. Oh, sorry, the global keyword in Python. That's how you use it. So you can access. Pretty much global. Instead of just printing them out, you can actually modify global variables. So what we did is we of course access that global variable val, and then we change its value as if we had changed it outside. So it's still staying global. It's not becoming a local. So that's basically the point of the global keyword. So hopefully you guys understand the global keyword concept. If you guys liked the video, you can like and subscribe to the channel to support the channel if you'd like for more programming videos and investing videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.